Hello, Facebook family. Um, as you are able to, I want you to come in. And there is a consistent request that I think that you've come to be familiar with. And that is that if at any time you think that the information expressed in this live broadcast is worth sharing, that you just simply press the share button. Good evening, everybody. This has been a long day. I'm going to give you all a few more seconds to come in because I want to speak to you all about a number of things. Hello, everybody. I think we're almost to the 1,000 mark. Let's go. Keep sharing it. I always wait till it gets to 1,000. And then that's when I start. Whew. What a day. What a day. Hello, Amber and Renee, Lisa, Nye, Armani, Tiffany, Tarina, Armani again, Candace. We're almost there. Colita, we're at 1,000. Again, good evening, everybody. If you don't know who I am, this may be your first time seeing me. My name is Jedidah Brown. And the first thing that I want to do is express my sentiment with the ruling that was made today. If you have not been made aware of it already, there was a report made, an official report made, that concluded from their investigation that Kenneka Jenkins' transition was due to an accident. It was ruled an accident, and there were also some particulars that spoke about the investigation that spoke to her organs being intact and there being a medication in her system that was for epilepsy, which was also said to not been something that she was prescribed. And so you all know, well, the first thing that I want to do in that is say thank you to every individual who decided to come together in unity and decided to fight for Kenneka Jenkins. And I hold no regret. I hold no regret for what we've done, our part that we played while we were a part of it. I hold no regret for the fight that we've had alongside the family while we were there. I have no regret when I think about how we finally came together and how we unified and we believed in something for a change. I don't say that as a concession speech or saying that the fight is over. I don't say that as me concluding anything. And so I just want to make it real clear. We hold no regret, and there is no reason for us to hold regret. And I'm looking at the conversation be sparked up again in the in social media, and I want to say this: I am not an official investigator licensed to be on this case. I am not an elected official. I am not a member of the Cook County Coroner's Office. I hold no official capacity as it relates to delivering this message. But I'm telling you all that there is no way, shape, form, or fashion that the ruling today is consistent with what we were able to establish in our own investigation. And some people speculate, oh, we just wanted to have some conspiracy theory. We just wanted it to be something like that. That's not the case. Throughout this whole ordeal, we have only wanted justice. Throughout this whole ordeal, we've only wanted to know the truth. And we wanted to fight alongside this family because of the way they were treated at the beginning. And in the course of this, something amazing happened. People all over the world began to care and get involved. But I'm going to say this from the depths of my soul and my conscience. I don't go to sleep tonight believing this ruling. And I am more convinced that there is something wrong with how this case has been investigated and handled. And with that being said, respectful to the wishes of the Martin family, I remain on standby, willing and ready to pick the fight back up again. But I encourage all of those who believe within themselves, and I'm talking about stuff that's not speculated in the media. That ruling is not consistent with conversations that I've had. That ruling isn't consistent with things that we saw on social media. That ruling is not consistent with information that we've gathered on our own account. That ruling is not consistent with the behavior of the Rosemont Police Department, the Crown Plaza Hotel, or anybody else involved with this case from the start to now. And I don't believe it. And this young woman, from what I understand, supposedly had a medication in her system that she was not diagnosed or prescribed to have. That is something in speculation because I've not been able to either confirm or deny it. But what I'm saying is that it doesn't, for me, add up. Something doesn't make sense. And I don't want to put anybody on any kind of display. And I don't want to bring any unwarranted or unfavorable pressure. But there was a text, and there was a message that was made that will kind of sort of give you what I mean. And I am not making allegations against anybody. There was a message that said, I shouldn't have never left. I thought they were playing. I thought they were playing. And we've had conversations. We've seen things. We've come to know things that we did not put into the public domain on purpose because we did not want to be accused of obstruction of justice. We did not want to confuse the greater society. We did not want to incite any more pain than we were already feeling. But from what I hear, even the mother of Kenneka Jenkins is not at peace. And so with that being said, as a person that's on the outside looking in, having been inside at one point, I am not at rest. I'm not able to rest with the ruling. And if you don't know anything else about Cook County, yeah, you want to move forward. Yeah, you might want to let it go. Yeah, you're probably tired of hearing about the case. But I'm going to tell you this. I live in a city where cover up is a part of the culture. They will cover up anything. And so it is not something beyond me to believe that people with millions of dollars and amazing influence will cover up something that may have been found if they were connected to it in any shape, form, or fashion. So that's just that is my own perspective. It is not the opinion and perspective of the freedom fighters. That this is Jedidah Brown speaking to you all. I gave everything I had. And what I read today is not adding up. It's inconsistent with what we had. But I again acknowledge that I'm not an official. I again acknowledge I am not a coroner. I again acknowledge I am not an elected official. And the public will decide. The public will judge. But this is the best thing that I can do. Maybe I can't be out there, but if you understand still how or what goes on in America, if you understand still that this could have been you, your child, or anybody else, if you understand that, and if you and your soul don't feel at ease or at peace, then I'll say to you, maybe you should help this family continue their fight. There is only change and truth is only exposed when the people keep the pressure. But if you accept it, to each his own. I hold no quarrel or malice with you. I'm telling you as somebody who was there, who saw, who heard, who marched, who protested, who researched. I'm telling you, something is wrong. And I offer to the Martin family my condolences and the sorrow that now is reignited in my heart. And I pray that peace is obtained for you all and that justice is ultimately done. With that being said, having put all of this stuff in one broadcast, it may be difficult, but I feel the emotions of pain. I feel the distrust. I feel the hurt. I feel all of it all over again. I feel betrayed as a citizen. And I feel like I have no more confidence in the establishment than I did going into this thing. But moving forward, and recognizing that Andre Williams is now working side by side with Teresa Martin with this case, I respectfully return to my position as someone that is outside of this by request. And I now go on to an issue that we're currently dealing with, and that is the Semaj Crosby case. If you don't know about Semaj Crosby, please forgive me. I mean, when I tell you I feel pain in my heart, I mean, I literally feel real pain. Like I feel heartbroken. I really feel heartbroken. So it's difficult for me to just kind of go to move on from this. It's really difficult. And no, I didn't want anything but justice. And if this is justice for you, if you believe it, then you satisfied. But not for me. But Semaj Crosby case is a case that has also presented this very new and organically shaping movement with a great level of difficulty. And it has been made clear that it is in the best interest of us moving forward by our legal counsel that we stand down for the moment. And so with that, if you don't know about the Semaj Crosby case, it is a case by which a young child was found in the couch of her home, deceased, after a search was conducted for her after she was reported missing. I think, if I'm not mistaken, an 11-month-old infant child, female child. It is a very difficult case with a lot of difficult, intricate parts. We were brought into this situation by the godmother, who we've identified through social media as Lobby. And at this moment, from what we understand, there is some attempts to diffuse or dismantle us getting involved, but there's also a very intense there's very intense interaction that is happening on many different sides of many people that are involved to see if we can get on the same page and fighting for justice for this baby. And so, with that being said, I am under the impression that we have maybe possibly seen some of the darkest sides of society, because apparently someone has begun to make t-shirts with the likeness and image of baby Semaj Crosby and selling them in the name of the freedom fighters. And I am making it clear here today that there is no way in heaven or hell or on earth that I or anybody else in the leadership team of the freedom fighters will sanction any GoFundMes in the name of any tragedy moving forward. We also do not condone such despicable and horrific behavior that you would make paraphernalia in the interest of this child getting justice and sell it for personal gain. We have established only one apparatus by which people are allowed to give to us in the fight, and that is through the Freedom Fund via the Cash App. And I am asking for you all to please double check everything. We don't have a GoFundMe source, and even the Freedom Fund is not in the name of any tragedy. It is in the name of the work. And the work goes far beyond any one individual or situation. Not only that, there are few false narratives that have been presented that are trying to hinder getting justice for baby Semaj. And I am working very diligently to make sure that we are not disrespected or co-opted or undermined or manipulated on any level. And I'm not pointing at anybody. What I'm saying is that people, why would you do this? Why create fake accounts and fake pages and put up fake things? And I'm telling the general public, don't be discouraged. Don't be dismayed. We're new in our unity, and we will not and we cannot be stopped. And so we're doing everything we can to get a handle on all of this. But as of right now, tentatively, we will be out in Joliet marching and protesting for baby Semaj Crosby justice on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of next week. We also will be commissioning buses that will come from Chicago all the way to Joliet. There has been a call for direct action this weekend. It is not by freedom fighters, nor do we have anything to do with it at this time. And so we want to bring people together. We don't want to separate them. And in the interest of that, we are going to have our legal team pursue anybody who uses our name or our likeness or our image with malicious intent. But today, I'm asking you all not to support any pages or any funding directly connected to the image and the likeness of Semaj Crosby. We have made good progress since the beginning to try and bring resolve, even to the disagreement amongst all parties involved with fighting for this child. So while we're on standby for the Semaj Crosby case waiting on Thursday to come, we are getting geared up to head down to Austin, Texas, because we're going to be meeting with a family, the family of a young baby by the name of Jackson. Jackson is another child in our country that needs justice. And we also simultaneously are building let me tell y'all something. We are officially a national movement. Did you hear what I said? We are officially a national movement where literally by the second, more and more people in droves are signing up to be a part of the freedom fighting family. People are becoming united in a very real sense in the interest of justice. And with that being said, I've made the determination with some of those I spoke in our leadership that this is something that is becoming so big so fast. And we're trying to wrap our minds around all of it. And we continue to ask for patience. But we are convinced that we are also going to be able to address more than just tragedy and death. We are going at the track and at the pace that we're on. We're going to change the world. And where there is enough negative news, and where there's enough bad news, and where there's enough depression and oppression and poverty, we have a lot of work ahead of us. But the people are responding, and our family is growing literally out of our control. And I thank everybody who was a part of this movement. And with that being said, we recognize that we're able to address more than one situation. And so we're now going to be boarding a plane in the morning. Me, Lamont Record, Val, Sheena, and a few other people who we are determining. And the Justin Freedom Fighters are going down to Texas to meet with the family of a young baby named Jackson. Young baby Jackson. Justice for Jackson. Wow. We are still building here in Chicago to get justice for baby Semaj. Do you understand what I'm saying? We are not abandoning these cases, and we are on standby if the family of Teresa Martin wants us to come and also join in the continued fight for Kenneka Jenkins. That's 3 cases that we are committing ourselves to. And so and to give you a briefing on what's going on with baby Jackson, he was found deceased. He was found unresponsive and determined. He was found unresponsive in a daycare, a private daycare. I will not go into many particulars as we are still learning them, but this baby was found unresponsive at a daycare, and some things in the story just doesn't add up. We were blessed to be able to find out that dad is in the fight. The family is in the fight. Literally, the family of baby Jackson are coming from near and far so that they can meet with us and get justice for baby Jackson. We'll give more particulars as they become available. But let me tell you all how amazing this has become. I have been dealing with tragedy in Chicago for quite a while. And never in my entire life have I ever experienced people literally finding hope and people being able to find laughter, to find peace, to find courage because they hear that the freedom fighters are coming. I spoke to a family that was so burnt out and exhausted and overwhelmed that the moment that they got on the phone with us, the amount of joy that came on that phone was literally unexplainable. That they felt like finally somebody cared. And with that, it blew me away to find out that as we get prepared to go down to Texas, that we have almost 400 people who have signed up to be a part of the Freedom Fighter family. That, when we come back to Chicago to fight for Semaj, may possibly be plugged in to make sure that we are effective in fighting for baby Jackson. Do you understand how I feel right now as a human being and as a person? People have called to help make sure that we have the ability to travel. People have called to make sure we have the ability to have lodging. People have called, and I'm talking about us, but people are connecting in a way that at least I've never seen before. And the authorities are hearing our name before we even come. I'm telling you something. When you get the ability to get calls from the authorities and the powers that be before you even show up, and they hear the sound that the freedom fighters are coming, and they think that it is of such that it should be respected. They don't care about my hat being turned backwards. They don't care about my dusty boots. They don't care about how I look or anybody else look. They just know that something is brewing in this country and that a force is coming to reckon with. And they just know that you can't pinpoint it to one thing. You can't say it's black. You can't say it's white. You can't say it's rich or poor. You can't say it's educated or uneducated. You can't say that it's this or that. What you can say is that it's justice. Just us standing together in cities everywhere. They understand something is coming. And that is amazing. So we're going to be going to stand with the family of Jackson. And again, I'm not giving particulars on purpose. It's coming. I don't even have time for rumors. I don't have time to address negativity. The more negativity, the more positivity. I sat down with our lawyers and they said, look, the negative is being shut down by the positive. You all are getting thousands to come together. This is what the lawyers say. We don't have to worry about the negativity because people can see for themselves what's going on. Young people are committing. Young people are finding something to believe in. And so far, we've only dealt with tragedy. I've got more personal bad news. And when I tell you that I'm not even shaking no more, I don't know what's coming. But I never asked for this. I didn't ask to be the leader. And I did not expect for such exponential accelerated growth. I want to tell every single one of you, thank you. Let's get justice for Semaj. Let's get justice for baby Jackson. Let's push the narrative even further than that. Let's get justice for Kanika. Let's change the world together. I'll take 5 questions. I'll let 3 people come on. I'll try my best because this phone is not the greatest. And then we will conclude our update for tonight. And I love how this is going. You know, you'll come on live and you'll never know what you'll get. You'll get something serious. You'll get an update. But also, I love that the people of the freedom fighting family are going live, and you all are getting ready to. You're getting able to build a relationship and a rapport with us, and it's just amazing. I'm looking. I don't know what's gonna happen, but 400 people coming in Texas in the area that we're going. 400 people that we're ciphering through names. That is so amazing. And those are not even our biggest states, and the numbers keep growing. I got a call from the person that's receiving those applications, and they stressed out. And that's why I'm saying, those of you all who have not filled out the application, you got to go fill out the application, because, as we said before, the private group is just for the freedom fighting family. There's going to be things in that group that's not going to be everywhere else. And if you've not done that application, if you've not basically done the basic thing of answering those questionnaires, don't get mad at us, because we're not going to keep you in the private group. You have to wait till we go public. But we're building a family. And if you don't want to be a part of that family by doing some simple paperwork, then I'm sorry, well, you'll get kicked out of the group. And then on top of that, some people say, well, I'm limited. We never asked you to be anything. We didn't ask you to be physically the best. You know, we want any and everybody to be a part of the freedom family. And that doesn't always mean that you got to give money or you got to be able to physically do something. You got to, getting on here and sharing is doing something amazing for the freedom family. Do you understand that? That's a part of it. And when we're traveling around this country, be there when you can. And then also listen and get what we're going to make, or what we all going to agree on to change the world. While the world is fighting about division and separation, we coming together. We're going to take over, and we're going to shift the narrative. And so with that being said, the last thing that I want to give an update on, I don't even know if y'all been putting these questions in. I'm sorry. But tonight at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, you all do remember, is the last day to submit your logo concept for the Justice and Freedom Family, Freedom Fighters. Justice and Freedom Fighters. And if you forgot that email address, it's justiceest@gmail.com. This is your last night to send that logo or logo concept in. You could have either designed it or typed it out. Send that email, and we will be picking a winner. I'm not scratching my finger, scratching my leg. That's funny. But we will be picking a winner over the weekend and hopefully unveiling our official logo on Monday. Okay? 5 questions. 3 people come in. That's going to be the end of it. I ain't scratching no toes. That's funny. Did you have a meeting with Greg today, or are you meeting with him? I did not have a meeting with Greg, who was a part of another entity that's fighting for baby Semaj. I've had a phone conversation with him. We've addressed some difficult spaces, and Greg Greer and I have a meeting that will be scheduled when I return to see how we can address issues that have been made very much so public and move together in the best interest of this child getting justice. Was the letter real that was supposedly sent by Bishop? It is not the which letter? I'm not sure what letter you're talking about. If you're talking about the cease and desist order, that is a fancy document to basically politely ask us to stop. But according to our attorneys, it is not something that was delivered by a court of law, which means that it doesn't mean that it won't have any standing. It means that we've been politely asked to stop, and we have a decision to make. But if it goes to a court, then of course we will be legally binded to stop. But we don't have an interest in being contentious about this. So we are stopping people from using the likeness and the likeness of Semaj, because they are very much so wanting to protect it. And that's her father and her and the people on that side. And I understand that. I don't think that people should be using Semaj's image and selling things. But I also made it clear that we cannot stop the general public for doing what the general public do. Make signs and use the picture for support. We can't control every individual's perspective or placement, but justice will not be doing that. And so there was a concern about a banner that was made where you had the name Justice and you had a picture of Semaj. That was not sanctioned by us. That was done by someone in the public, and we are going to do our best to stop people from doing that. But we cannot we can't be responsible for everyone's actions. But at this particular moment, until we get done with resolving the issues at hand, we will not be using such things. All right. I'll take what I got. 3 more questions. I think I said 5. If something ever happens to me, y'all fight for me. Absolutely. Join the freedom fighting for the Freedom Family. The fund name is called the Freedom Fund. The Freedom Fund is for those who are committed to and believe in the work. It's from people on their own will who desires to help us make sure that we can build this momentum and this national organization so that when we go to issues that we choose to address, we're not going to come and try to get resources. We're going to be the resource. And we're going to kick the devil in his neck every time he try to say something else. Oh, that's so powerful for us right now. We didn't completely flip the script. We got people all over the country who saying we're committed to being a member, and we're going to make sure we got the resources that we need. So we're going to stop all of the naysaying, all the gang, all of the drama, and all the gossip. So when the freedom fighters show up, we are the resource. We are the visibility. And that is amazing. So no, we are not collecting funds in the name of any tragedy. We don't have to. Two other questions. Love you too, Nikki Gary Finest. Did you view any of the 36-hour footage released of Kanika? What are your thoughts on the family being released, on it finally being released? And do you feel the stuff is edited? I've spoke to that in the beginning of this video. I encourage you to go back and watch it. I do not think that the family is stopping the fight, and I encourage everybody who is committed to going and being of assistance to them. And I said it before, what they released today by basically saying officially that it was an accident is inconsistent with what we were able to garner while we were in that fight. I also say that acknowledging that I am of no official capacity to make any official determination is just inconsistent with what we have and what we found out. I'm talking about across the board, from conversations to videos to pictures to testimonies. It's not consistent, and it's very strange. All right. 2 more. What is the other donation fund at the bottom? What is? Oh, okay. So what they've done at the bottom is that they've even made it even more clear. If you click that link, it'll take you right to our page. And so that there won't be no confusion. Unfortunately, somebody tried to duplicate the Freedom Fund, and some people got sent to the wrong thing, and we had to go after them. We literally had to get in contact with GoFundMe, get their pages shut down. So now there's a direct link that you can go on that's been pinned at the bottom to be to get on the Cash App, as well as to get on the Cash App, as well as I guess get something for signing up if you're not a part of the Cash App already. That's what that is down at the bottom of the screen. But it is the Freedom Fund, $ the Freedom Fund. And that's building the organization. Okay. Last question. Okay, Jeb, I think that you're telling me to save my gas and not put miles on my car. I'm going to try one more gin location in Texas, sir. Ashley May, I am not sure what you're saying. I'm lost a little bit. The link will not take you to that page. I just tried. I need you all, Sheena, Val, Mal, I need you all to recheck the link. They're saying that it is not working. But if you go to the Cash App, it is the Freedom Fund, spelled out with the $ in front of it. What is your PayPal name to donate? People are talking about donations. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on that. If there is a PayPal apparatus, I think that there is a PayPal apparatus. Can you all please put that also on the page, Sheena or Val or Mal, whoever has it. Put the GoFundMe and the PayPal up there. People are giving because they're connected to this and they believe in it. Again, it is not connected to any tragedy, so don't try it. People believe in what's going on and what's taking place, and we're doing so much and we're building, and so it's amazing. So where are the meeting places in Texas? That'll be the last question. So the meeting places in Texas are because this is organically happening, it's going to be released really soon. But if you are in the Texas state, the state of Texas, I hope that you have signed up to be a part of the Freedom Fighters, because the data entry side of our team, they should be sending you some correspondence to give you all of that information. They should be giving you all the meeting times, all the meeting locations. And when we get there, we on business. So we're going to be meeting with the family, the Jackson family, and we are going to be having nonstop meetings and interactions with people to help get that stuff organized down in Texas. So make sure you did the application. And when I get it, I'll also come back on here and I will share the information all over again for the people who don't catch it when we do it the first time. All right. Let's get 3 people. Who wants to come in and talk? You can say whatever you want to say. You don't have to agree. You don't have. You can agree. You can disagree. You can like something. You can not like it. I just got one request. Be respectful. Be respectful. Okay. Anybody else who has the case that they want us to address, you have to send that to Justice EST at Justice EST 2017 at gmail.com. I see all these people requesting us for help. We are building capacity. We can't be everywhere at the same time, but everybody's situation is of great concern to us. Send the email, Justice EST at gmail.com. That is why we're going to build this national organization at the same time, so that we can, to the best of our ability, get everybody as much help as they can. I'm now trying, and I told you all earlier about what we're trying to do as far as an attorney for freedom fighters. People who become official members of the freedom fighters, we think should have attorneys, because justice is one of our main objectives. We don't want anybody to not get justice that needs answer. Godly. Just stay respectful. And I got a bad phone. It's a horrible phone when I start inviting people in. So if it goes bad, I'm going to have to stop it and end it. But I invited somebody who said they wanted to be invited. Okay. Destiny Apston has something to say.
Hello.
Hello, Destiny. What you got to say?
Hi, Jedidah. I would just like to say I really love watching you guys, you, Sheena, and Natora, do what you do. I'm here in Memphis, Tennessee, and I'm just exhilarated to be on live with you. I didn't really have questions. I'm pretty familiar with what you guys do, and just keep fighting for justice, and I am rooting for you from Tennessee.
Okay, it sounds like you were saying something of encouragement and thanking us. Am I correct?
Yes.
Thank you so much for the love and the support. I really hope that you become a part of the Freedom Fighter family. We have a bad connection. I can't really hear you. It's going in and out. Please forgive me, Queen. I got to get a better phone.
No problem. I'm so freaking excited. It's okay. I'm just happy you invited me.
Thank you, Destiny. And so, y'all, I've seen a few names. I've seen a few names come across this screen. People who have ill intentions. People who they don't operate right. And it's nothing that I'm guessing on. It's something that I've seen consistently. And so, what I'm gonna say to you all is that if you see someone doing anything to defame, demean, or they putting out accusations and they have no proof, even if they quote unquote show that they got proof, I want you all to send that information over to me right away, because I want to turn that over to our legal team, and I'm going to let them handle it. We don't have to be chasing after people's bull craps or fighting them. That's why we're creating a legal team. And that's why we're utilizing the Freedom Fund to shut it down with real authentic attorneys who can handle their mess. And if they want to be negative, and if they want to be hateful, and they want to be disrespectful, well, they can help us get organized too when they get that lawsuit. Y'all understand what I just said? And so because if I get off of here and people will say I said something I never said, and we end in all of that. And thank you all for those who believe enough to have given so that we can get to that place. There is a name that keeps coming across my screen. This Honey situation. I've not heard about it. I need you all to send the particulars to Justice EST 2017 at gmail.com. The EST is established in 2017. Yeah, I know. I'm aware. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna call you, Sheena. Now, and we have not pursued anybody legally yet, because we're trying to give them an opportunity to come to themselves, but we're not playing no more. We were never playing, but we really have zero tolerance now for bullcrap, because as this thing builds and grows and goes, I'm just not going to be for any level of foolishness. It's going to do exactly what God intended for it to do. And what I love is that the unity amongst us has moved us to a place where we are no longer defenseless. We don't have to take an injustice while fighting for justice. Send me those messages, by the way. If somebody has lied or been in your inbox saying things about me, freedom fighters, or anybody that's in it, could you please send me that? Those are things that our attorneys very much so want to look at. We need them. Okay? Please send it to me. Don't hesitate. Send it to me in my inbox. Okay? With that being said, Chicago, I love you. America, sometimes you be tripping, but we love you too. Justice, just us sticking together in cities everywhere.